My name is Jenni Butz, and I am the Director of Sales and Marketing for BNI in the US. And I would love nothing more than to find all the people out in the business world who don't know how awesome networking can be for their business, and I want them to come visit your chapters. And so I am out and about trying to make that happen. So if you have any questions about this topic or anything else about visitor processes or how to get people into your chapter, I would love to help you with that. My email is jennibutz@bni.com. You will see it on the last slide.
All right, so why don't we jump right into this? Jenni, you've got control of the PowerPoint, so take it away.
I've got the power. Yes, and I'm going to take control. Take control. Today's topic, I hope, is going to make a lot of money for you. We want to leverage the relationships that you already have so that you can continually generate more referrals for your business. It's why you bought a BNI membership, and that's what we want to help you do, because part of BNI's mission is to help our members increase their business. So that's you, and we are trying to help you do that. Hopefully your chapter members, the chapter that you are a member of, hopefully your fellow members are those key referral partners. We're talking about the people who bring you a lot of referrals, not necessarily your best clients, but we're talking about the people who bring those clients to you. And so the reason is that this is so important is that when we build trusting relationships with the people in our chapter, visibility, credibility, profitability, those are the kinds of relationships that can keep generating referrals for us. And we want to take care of those people because they are very valuable to our business. What we find is that a lot of times there's so much information out in the world, even around a particular industry, your service or your product. Everybody hears so many things on the internet, on TV, radio, they just can't make a buying decision. They're stuck. And so we want to find the areas where we can influence that trust and we can move them toward a buying decision. So that is our topic today, and I am eager to get started on it. And Steve, you just jump in whenever you see wisdom.
That is my plan.
Okay. There. Okay. So the reason people don't buy, why consumers get stuck in your funnel sometimes, is that there is a lack of trust. They don't know who you are necessarily. And there also may be, there also may be no need, no money, no hurry, and no desire. We don't know why people don't buy. We know that we want them to buy whatever our thing is, but we don't know why if they don't need it. We don't know the timing. We don't know how much money they have. The only piece of this puzzle that we can possibly influence is how much trust they have. And that's by leveraging the relationships that we have with the people around us. Let me give you an example of how this has been very relevant in the Butz household recently. Why is it taking me so long to click on these things? There we go.
I was going to be clicking. So yeah, as I'm answering in the chat.
Okay. Think about how many movies you may have watched in the last 18 months since we have had less activity out in the world. If you're like us, my husband and I spend a lot of time going through Netflix. What are we going to watch tonight? And today is Friday night. I have no doubt we will do the exact same thing tonight. And now not only are there hundreds or thousands of choices on Netflix, we also have Hulu. We also have Disney Plus. We also have a whole bunch of other choices. And so we will spend sometimes as much time as a short movie trying to decide which movie we'll watch. We have thrown the remote to each other across the room saying, you pick, I picked last time. And we just can't seem to decide. However, if somebody we know recommends a movie and somebody says, oh, we just saw the best movie last weekend, you have to watch it. Bam, we put it in the search bar. We are watching a movie in less time than it takes to even make the popcorn to settle in and get comfortable. And when you think about now, if this person has a bad track record of recommending movies, I do have a friend, and if she recommends something, I will automatically put it on the do not watch list because we do not like the same movies. But if somebody has a good track record of recommending movies, that will be hugely influential. Same thing holds true for restaurants or a lot of other things. When you think about people putting on social media, where's the best place to go for a hamburger? And everybody flocks to tell you those recommendations mean something. So why wouldn't the same thing be true in business? And the fact is, It is the same in business. We can influence people's buying decisions by the power of recommendations and referrals. If you are in a BNI chapter, you probably already know this, that a trusted referral source who brings you a new client means that that new client is probably more likely to do business with you, and they are more likely to spend more money, because that's the power of referrals. That's the power of trust and the power of those relationships, because you have the credibility piece. So if we think about what a referral is, this is what you're trying to generate in BNI. So if you're a newer member, maybe some of this lingo that Steve and I have covered on the first year member essentials class that we do, some of the terminology may seem intuitive, but when we break down what a referral is, these are the things we're looking for. We're looking for a person who's in the market for what we do. They know they're in the market. So we're already eliminating some of those other factors that we couldn't influence. They've already talked to somebody that you know about their need. They know about you. They know you do what they're looking for, and they're expecting you to call them. They are waiting for a connection. So if you look at all 5 of these elements of what a referral is, wouldn't it be impossible not to make a sale if these are the kinds of things that people are creating for us? So who are some of these referral partners? And before I go to the next one, Steve, is there anything, you have such a wealth of knowledge, is there anything that you would like to add to this?
When we talk about, what qualifies as a referral, I think it's really important to look at, who's in your network right now and who do you want to target? And are you really being strategic about who do I need to reach out to who I think could be a really great referral partner for me that maybe I haven't done such a great job with yet, or maybe you may have had someone who left your chapter, right? This happens sometimes, and you had a really great relationship with them, and then someone new comes in, and then you're kind of torn about, where's the loyalty and what do I do? I'm open to meeting everybody, and then figuring out what's going to work best for me. Obviously, I want to be loyal to the people in my chapter, but I know that a lot of people come into BNI with loyalties. This came up in a one-to-one I had yesterday. What do I do about that? Well, you've been living your life and now you're in BNI. It is okay to maintain those relationships. And so sometimes you have to do a little bit of work to reach out to keep those connections going. And I think that's kind of what we're getting to today.
Yeah, that's such a good point. I have been on several focus calls with either visitors who did not join a BNI chapter or new members who just joined. And all of them, almost without exception, all of them said of somebody they know invited them to a meeting. That's how they heard about BNI for the first time, or they were at another networking event where they met a BNI member, which tells me our BNI members are out at other places doing networking. Still keep going to your chambers of commerce, still go to the Rotary, go to all of those things you went to before. BNI doesn't need to be your only circle, your only network. Just like a mortgage broker needs more than one realtor to make a living. We all need to keep expanding and changing our networks. So we are looking for people who are going to bring this into our inbox or onto our phones, people who are bringing these referrals to us. Whoops, there we go. So who are these people, these magical referral partners? We want to be strategic in cultivating just the right people. It may be industry specific. It might be just a personality connection, but we want to be strategic about finding people in our network who will exponentially grow our exposure into the markets we're looking for. So some examples might be the person who meets your client before you do. So who meets those people? If you're an accountant, you might want to reach out to some bookkeepers because they're probably going to meet your people and then they don't want to do the taxes. So they're going to put you over to an accountant. There may be other combinations like that in your contact sphere, in your chapter, or in other areas where you network. It might also be a competitor who has a different niche than you do in your particular industry. We don't want to discount competitors altogether because there are ways that you can do trading a lot. For example, if you are a realtor who specializes in equestrian properties and you want to find all of the acreage and the people who have the best barns, and those are the people who go through. Hey, are you messing with my slides, Steve?
Not intentionally. I was just agreeing with Andy in the chat. There we go.
Oh, no, now we're going, okay. Oh, man, maybe it's not such a good idea to let me drive.
I
Okay.
guess not, but that's all right.
And then you may have a realtor who says, I don't want to have to learn about that stuff. I never want to deal with equestrian park properties. Those two realtors are in the same town. They may be competitors, but they also can do business together. All right. I'm going to let you control the slides because take control away from me, because every time you type something, I lose control.
Where should we be, here? Or the
No,
one?
go back one, please.
There
Thank
go.
you. Hold steady.
Yep, we're good. We're good.
All right. Obviously, we hope referrals are coming from your fellow BNI members. And as Steve mentioned before, just because someone leaves a chapter and they're a previous BNI member, an alumni, doesn't mean you can't have connections with them. And you should. You also want to leverage your membership and connect with people in other chapters. If you are geographically bound in your industry, you may want to reach out specifically to people in chapters near you. If you're not, if you do web design, for example, or some sort of coaching or consulting, and you're not limited by geography, then why not reach out to people in complementary industries all over the place? That is part of the benefits of your BNI membership. You also want to keep in touch with other networking circles beyond BNI. Maybe you work out with the same people over and over. You're involved in some community of faith activities in your area, a service organization, neighborhood PTAs, all kinds of things. Those may be places where you can find individuals or companies who bring you a lot of business. And of course, we don't want to rely on them 100% for anything that we're doing, because we can't make our clients work for us. But anyone who is very, very happy with your service now or has been in the past is a great way to leverage those relationships for some more referrals. When they are feeling favorably inclined toward you, if you've just done something really great for them, is a good time to say, would you do me a favor? I have this Facebook post I just put up there. Would you please tag a few people, or whatever your strategy happens to be? Those clients can be really, really great for you to bring in more business.
I like, by the way, that Jordan mentioned that you can report thank you for closed business from people that used to be in your chapter that still send you referrals.
That's
because
true.
that's, if the relationship happened in BNI, then that counts towards, your networking within BNI. So yes, definitely.
Yeah. And I believe there are categories when you're putting that into the app, you can either choose BNI or visitor. If somebody came to your chapter and is bringing you business, you want to mark that as well. Yes. Log into BNI, Jordan says. Thank you. Yeah. All right. Who else? Maybe in the chat, people can put here, who else are good people who are well positioned to bring you some more business besides these categories that I've listed here? Anybody else have any ideas in the chat? Or Steve, do you have any other ideas?
About who else can bring you business?
Yeah.
I mean, these are the main ones, but, I look at, family members, you never know, what's going on at the holidays, right?
Right.
You're going to be having conversations, and I bet referrals are going to start jumping out from there.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. And was it 2 weeks ago that this talk was about networking during the holidays?
Right.
So that would be a good rewatch.
Mm-hmm.
Co-workers. Yeah. People that you're working with, of course. Yeah. All right. So keep thinking about those things, because as you build your strategy, you'll want to put people into the right categories and then put things on your calendar that reflect the strategy and the goals that you have. Yeah. All right. So now we're ready to go to the next slide, Steve. Now let's look at that goose again.
It's about time. This goose has been trying to come on screen all day.
There he is. She is. There she is, of course. She's laying a golden egg. If you've been in BNI for any length of time, you may be familiar with the expression, the golden egg versus the golden goose. We want those golden eggs. Yes, we want those perfect clients who spend a lot of money. We also want the goose, the one who keeps bringing those great clients to us. So the goose is your perfect referral partner list. And we want to be sure, First of all, that we are getting the right kind of business from these referral partners. If you are at a point in your business, and I know a lot of people have had to shift over the last couple of years, if you're at a point in your business where you're like, I can't handle all of this business, and I'll tell you, there's this whole category over here, I don't want to work with these people anymore, then we don't want to invest in the geese that are bringing you those eggs anymore. Those eggs aren't golden. They're tarnished. You don't want them anymore. You can fire some of your clients. You want to find the referral partners who are bringing you the perfect client, because isn't the goal of your business to get rid of everything you don't want to do and do the majority of the things, all of your time spending what you really, really want to do?
Yeah,
So
Jenny, we talked about this on a podcast. I forget which episode it was, but when I started my business, I was saying yes to everybody who wanted anything written, no matter what it was. And then I was carrying them along as clients. And as my business grew, I had to offload some of them. And I felt bad doing it until I found someone who really wanted those people.
Right.
And then suddenly it became a great match and an easy way for me to say, I'm recommending to this person who's really good at what they do, and it's going to work best for all of us involved. So, so there are win-wins out there. You don't have to just fire people and let them, fend for themselves.
Right. That's so true. And when we did another episode, shameless plug for Networking is No Joke, we talked about specific is terrific. I'm sure you've heard that in your BNI life, all of you who are on here. When you determine the best thing that you do and the thing you love most, and you can start to offload those other things, somebody else is going to love doing those things. And you will love what you do even more if you can spend more time doing it.
Right.
So let's find, we reward things, and that's what we get more of. So if we're going to treat our referral partners well and invest in them, we need to know who they are, because they're the ones bringing us the right clients. So let's take a look at who those people are and how we can take care of them. Next.
Oh, that's cute for me.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Oops. Let's just click all the things, because I don't know. There's everything else. All right. That was my timing issue in setting this up. So some ideas that we have for taking care of the people who take care of you, meaning your geese, the people who are bringing you those perfect clients. You, especially at this time of year when we are talking about gratitude, it's a good time to reach out. Maybe if you know someone who does send out cards or some sort of gift baskets, if you have a member or someone in your community, take advantage of those things. Gift cards, maybe if another industry, you want to give a gift card, something to send to those people to say, thank you for bringing me the best clients that I have. Now, this, again, this is not sending gifts of appreciation or gratitude to your best clients. We're specifically talking about thanking the people who bring you those clients. So a lot of times when I say, oh yeah, I send Christmas cards or I send Happy New Year's cards to all of my clients, I'm talking about the people who bring them to you. So these are people you might want to consider giving bonus products or services to, or maybe discounts for the products and services you have. A lot of times I skip down to the bottom here, incentives for new clients. Those discounts might be, I'm going to give you X for every new client you bring me. That's a great incentive for the people to keep bringing you clients. And of course, above all, you want to keep doing a good job. That's the best way to get more referrals. You also want to keep in mind how you can refer business to the people bringing business to you. So you have a reciprocal, mutually beneficial arrangement going. So if somebody's bringing you business, how can I bring somebody into their circles so you keep generating revenue for both of you? And depending on the love language and the personality of the people that you're dealing with, you may want to have time set in your calendar to take somebody out to lunch, take someone to coffee, continue to build that relationship. Ask how you can help them. How can you build into their business, invest into them, their families or something? These are to prime the pump. And I'm hoping that as we're talking here, Steve, you'll have more ideas, and maybe people are putting some ideas in the chat of ways that they thank their referral partners.
Yeah, we've got a little poll that we can run as well.
Let's do that.
Because I'm curious, and I will say that I am a little guilty of this. The pandemic comes and then suddenly everybody's like figuring stuff out. And we maybe forgot about reaching out to our clients. So I'm curious, when was the last time you connected with your clients? And I don't mean like for business. I mean, if you hadn't spoken to them in a while, did you reach out? Did you check in with a call? Did you send a card or a note or a gift or anything like that? Very curious about this one. And by the way, those of you who are driving around, your choices are pre-pandemic, more than a year, 1 year, 6 months, 90 days, last month, or I have an ongoing system to connect regularly with my clients. And if that's the case, we would love to hear from you about what you do and what your system is. So let's wait for this poll to end. We'll give it another 10 seconds for those who are still clicking, and then we will show it.
Yeah, I'm loving some of these ideas that are in the chat too. A lot of people are saying thank you notes, handwritten notes. Those are good things. Yeah.
All right, there are the responses.
Well, look at this. Lots of people have ongoing systems. That's really encouraging.
Yeah, that's what we all should have. We don't necessarily do that, but I would love to hear from someone who's got a system we can unmute you and you can tell us about it. So just throw it right into the chat if you would like to tell us.
Yeah, or you can even raise your hand. Can't we do it that way too?
I think so. Have any hand raisers? What are you doing? There we go. I have 4 people raising their hand. That's good news.
Oh, good. Yeah.
All right. So let's start with Carol. Carol, you there? She's there. She raised her hand. She's muted, and maybe she raised it by accident.
If you mean to talk to us, Carol, unmute yourself and let us know what you're doing.
In the meantime, let's unmute Lorraine.
Sorry. Hi. I'm with Isogenics, and we have a CRM program that's called Penny.
Okay.
And all of my Facebook connections, my LinkedIn connections, my mobile connections are all in there. So the whole system works where when they become a connection, and then when they become a customer, and then it also tracks the products that they've purchased. So we just had a training yesterday to be able to make out lists and to be able to send messages more easily. So it's really an amazing program.
A CRM is the way to go to make sure that you're not letting any prospective clients or active clients fall through the cracks. So that's great. Thanks, Lorraine, for that one. All right, let's see what Danny's got.
Hello. So like most people, I use a CRM as well, but I also have a filter system that I can use in my client. I guess it's a sales tracker, really.
Okay.
I'm able to filter by recent purchases if they haven't purchased in a while, or if they've made referrals. I'm able to do a lot of different filters. So I have built into my calendar a couple of times a week to do a filter, reach out to a few people personally. And I also keep track of what's going on in their personal lives and reach out to them when I know something significant for the better or worse is happening. And oftentimes I'm using text messaging. That's what most of my clients prefer. But I do, of course, send cards and gifts and that sort of thing as well.
Nice.
Yeah. I think it's interesting here in the chat, and I just put something that I'm curious to know how you identify the people who are giving referrals. So many of the comments in the chat are how you're reaching out to your clients. And I think that's a huge part of customer service, and we definitely need to do that. I'm wondering if there are specific ways outside of BNI. With BNI Connect, it's easy to see who's bringing you lots of new referrals and where your referrals are coming from. But outside of BNI, how are you finding the people who are bringing you the clients? Rather than us concentrating on how we're recognizing our clients, how are you finding those people where the referrals are coming from? And how are you setting those people apart and investing in them so they are going to keep bringing you those clients?
Would you like me to add to that?
Sure. Yeah. If
Yeah.
you have more, Danny.
Noticed I was still unmuted, so I didn't know
Yeah,
if
go ahead.
you specifically. So my system enables me to give each person a referral link. And so I can actually see in my system who has sent someone my way. If they if it's not linked to a specific client, then I will ask the person who came to me who I can thank for the referral.
Yeah.
And then the third thing for me, I do a lot of social media marketing, so I can see from tags and comments and shares and so forth.
Yeah. That's so important that you're finding ways to backtrack and find them, Danny. So thanks for adding that.
I love that Eve mentioned HubSpot, because they have a free CRM that is really helpful. And you may want to check that one out at HubSpot.com. But there are a few other free ones out there. If you're looking at your budget, you don't have to spend a dime, and you can really work on tracking your clients and making sure that you're making the most of your CRM.
Yeah. Anybody else have a hand raised?
We had one more, Juliana. Let me try to get to it. There it is. Juliana, you there? No.
I accidentally hit that hand signal. This is my
Ah.
first time on the webinar with y'all. Sorry about that.
No worries. All right, so that's everybody.
Okay.
But there are some comments in the chat all about different ways that they're tracking. So please take advantage of looking at everyone's suggestions, because there's really good stuff in there.
Yeah, I love all that. Okay, good suggestions. And I see some people in the chat saying, oh, if you want to reach out, I'd want to hear this in specific industries. Is there a CRM for this industry? We love that this is what's happening. There are 200 of you on this call. Chances are someone has an idea that you can use for your business. So if you want to reach out to each other, this is exactly the forum for that. All right, so we want to take care of the people who are bringing us new business. Let's see, keep putting those things in the chat. And again, maybe your challenge will be between now and the end of November to compile a list of the people who have brought you a lot of really great business this year. Think of your favorite clients, the work you do that you love the most. Maybe it's the most challenging, but maybe it's been the most creatively satisfying. Maybe it just had the biggest price tag. Find out who brought you those people and make a point before the end of the year to send them something or to spend time with them, do something special for them so they're more incentivized to bring you that kind of business that you wish you had more of.
By the way, I love doing that for a weekly presentation or a feature presentation, to say, here's what my best clients look like, right?
Yeah.
So it's, age, demographic, education, location, all of that stuff, so that you have a good idea. Sometimes if you've got a face to what you're looking for, it's easier for people to think of who they can refer to you.
Yes, 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 all of that.
All right.
Yeah, I'm assuming people are just, their wheels are turning and they're thinking about lots of things.
Absolutely.
Hey.
So while you're doing that, Jenny would love to talk to you all about our podcast.
Because Jenny would love to talk to just about anyone about just about anything. That might be true. Yes, we have just wrapped up season 2 of Networking is No Joke. This is a podcast for people who are not in BNI. Do you remember how I said at the beginning of the call when I introduced myself, I am looking for people who are out in the world doing business and don't understand how strategic and powerful a networking strategy can be for their businesses. I want to find those people. We want to tell them all the wonderful things that you've learned as a BNI member. And then wouldn't it be great if they saw it in action by coming to visit your chapter? So if there are people in your world who have not come to a BNI chapter yet, this might be a way to start the conversation about strategies around networking. So this season 2, we introduced interviewing. We interviewed one person. One session, we interviewed 2 people. It's very exciting. So if you want to follow me on Instagram at Biz Networking Mentor, you will see a list that I posted this morning of all the episodes of season 2. So something you might want to do is, follow me on Instagram and then tag somebody you'd like to invite to your chapter, and they can see that tag. They can see all of those. And then you can talk about any of the episodes like networking with a wingman, cultivating diversity in your network, and other such tantalizing topics.
Yeah, I loved, by the way, that there are so many members who are getting some benefit from listening as well. But the main thing is to get some ideas to take away from each episode, but also to suggest, as you mentioned, Jenny, to people who aren't in BNI, who are curious about it. You may have someone that you wanted to invite and they're kind of on the fence. This might be a really great way for you to say, hey, you know what? Check out this episode, learn a little bit more about network and see if it makes sense for you.
Yeah. And then we are going to just be doing everything we can to maximize the creativity between now and January 7th, when we will be premiering our first episode of season 3, partnering with nonprofits. It's a little preview for you of our topic in January.
Yeah, we've got lots of great topics coming this winter. So I'm looking forward to that. And because Jenny and I are not doing enough, we're also doing on the second Tuesday of the month and the fourth Wednesday, first year member essentials. And this is a great intro for people in their first year of membership to make sure that they haven't missed anything and to give them all the tools and things they need to be successful. This is really great for brand new members who've just walked through the door, or members who have been around for a while and don't quite feel connected yet to their chapter. And that happens sometimes. I think one of the big things that we see are first year members who leave early because they didn't feel connected. They didn't feel like they were part of the group. And this first year member essentials course will be something for you to take. It's an hour-long course. You only have to do it once. And there's really great information to share and for you to understand how BNI works a little bit better.
Yes, and we only are having one in December. So if you check your regional calendar, this is for core members. So if you are in a franchised area, we have 2 arms of the BNI family. If you're in a core region, so you have a managing director and chapter success coaches, then this is going to be on your regional website. That'll be on the calendar of events. So we're not sure when it might be spilling over into the other regions, but if you have an executive director, you can ask about that, but you probably won't see it on your calendars. But if you have a managing director and chapter success coaches, that's how you can know you're in a core region. And this is something that's available to you on your calendar.
Great. Yeah. And that one will be on December 14th at 3 p.m. Eastern. So we hope to see you on there for that one. And hey, we're at the end, everybody. Good news. Give yourself a CEU. And I don't know why I sang that a little bit, but whatever. It's Friday.